What's up, everybody? Welcome to an all-new episode of Manga Weekly, a weekly podcast where two nerds sit back, relax, and recap various manga series 2 chapters at a time. I am James, and joining me as always is Logan.
Oh, hi.
And on today's episode, we are recapping chapters. It's not really a recap. You know, I thought about this.
Yeah, no, it's just us going through it. It's us reading.
So what do we call it then? We should probably think about this.
A read along?
I guess we should call it discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Or we just go through and discuss the chapter. But I don't know. We gotta think about this. But anyway, so we're going through and continuing discussing chapter Black Clover with chapters 9 and 10. And so we start here with the end of
the battle
between Asta and Magna and Noelle and those
the bitch boys.
Them one dudes.
Them one dudes.
Them one guys.
The guys that are very important to the plot.
Yes. So we see Asta, and he's just nailed this dude with his sword, right? And dude's thinking, this can't be. I couldn't have been nut by a boy like him. I wanted to be more use to the master. That's all I got. We are going to because yes. So for folks that listened to last week's Black Clover episode, halfway through I had this
epiphany.
Yes, that we should record this like an audiobook type thing. Get more people in here and do the voices and make this like an audio series, you know? You, I think, at first shot that down, right?
Yes. Because you pitched it at first where I thought you were talking like, let's do like a stage play. And do rent out a stage and do, and I was like, nah, no, fuck that.
No, it'll just be us sitting behind the mic just like it is now. But it's, we're doing voices, we're acting out the
like an audiobook.
Yeah. So
we could be the Roy Dotrice of Black Clover.
Before I even put that episode up, so nobody had heard that conversation except you and I.
Mm-hmm. And the dogs.
A friend of mine, Kevin, mentioned him on the show, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Many times.
He says, one night as we're talking, me and him, you know what you and Logan should do? You should do like an audiobook thing, but to manga. And I was like, are you fucking shitting me? We literally just had this conversation on the podcast.
I think it was the same night.
Yeah, and so I think we're really going to do that. We are going to do that. Maybe in the next
20 minutes,
a few episodes or something.
And as soon as we get done with this.
But this is how it's kind of going to go. Okay, you ready? Instead of us though, stopping and talking about what's going on in the panels and stuff, it will just be
reading it.
Yeah,
like an audiobook.
Exactly. So, wow. That's probably really loud out there. It's my next door neighbor, probably attempting to mow his yard or something.
Oh, did he stop? Lawnmower break?
Hopefully. So, Noelle, we see Noelle and the villagers, and they're
hyped as fuck.
Yeah, because he beat him,
We're saved, fuck yeah, woo!
But then, something starts coming, out of the
dudes.
Yeah, the dudes.
Like fire.
And we cut down here to Magna. And he says, courtesy of my flame magic, prison death scatter shot, flame binding magic, flame bondage formation.
Ooh, bondage.
And,
they're already wearing leather.
That's true. Noelle's like, you're more clever than you look. But then the fire gets drenched by some water.
There's just one guy.
Yeah, just one. Oh, is it just one dude?
It's just one dude.
Oh, okay, yeah, and he gets water starts taking him away with his magic torrential transport.
He yeets out of there.
Yeah, and so Magna's like, oh crap, I let one get away. And Noelle's like, what are you doing? Follow through properly.
And then she
Her magic goes.
runs out. Everybody gets wet.
Yeah. And so Asta, he's like, did you see that? I may be a peasant, but I won. How do you like that? Wait. Oh, you jerk! That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, great. It's next door neighbor. Sorry about that. That's the dogs. It's Lucy and Maggie. Calm it down. Calm it down. Calm it down. Hush. But then Asta falls to the ground.
He is tuckered out.
Yeah, he's tuckered out. He starts sleeping. Starts snoring. And
Like you do.
yeah, after a big battle, that's what I do. Just lay down on the battlefield and take a nap. I can see, Jon Snow and them doing that at the end of the Battle of Winterfell. That's probably our spoiler alert. I probably shouldn't say that. Never mind. People may not have watched it yet. I was gonna say after that certain somebody killed that other certain somebody.
Well, you mentioned the name, and then you
I didn't
said
mention who they killed though.
and then you.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
Yeah. That certain somebody probably just laid right down next to her brother and just fell asleep. You think? We don't know. Could have happened. Right?
It could have. It
Could have. Thank you.
It could have.
It might still happen in the books. You never know. You never know. If he ever finishes them. If he ever finishes them. He's not going to finish them.
I give him another 3 years
He's not going to finish them.
till he dies.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. So Noelle walks over and she's thinking, Asta, he's completely reckless
Mm-hmm.
and stupid
Mm-hmm.
and obnoxious and a peasant, but he's also rather amazing.
She want that dick.
She wants something.
She want that dick. Yeah.
So Magna's like wondering, what do those guys want anyways? But he's like, we're not gonna worry about that right now. We'll figure that out later because he's got those dudes trapped up.
Yeah, they're good.
And then we got the little bird guy.
He shows up.
I forget who. Well, he's always been there. He stays with Asta. You know that?
No, this is the first time we've ever seen this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we saw him earlier a couple chapters ago.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he just hangs with Asta.
Oh, I figured that now, but
Yeah.
this is the first time we've seen him.
But he, you see, he comes out of like Asta's hood and flies up and is looking at getting a bird's eye view of the village,
Mm-hmm.
and sees something glowing in a house. So he swoops down,
Picks it up.
gets it right, and so the villagers they start gathering around Asta, and they're talking about how, that was really cool. I can't believe it's just a kid, and is he really a peasant like us, And then here comes a little bird and swoops down and
Pecks at him.
they're like, whoa, what is that? Is that a swallow? And just starts. He's got something in his mouth.
Yeah, he's just going to town. He's like,
He starts pecking the hell with that rock out of Asta,
ow,
and wakes Asta up. And he's like, "Oh, okay, so you're right. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen him yet, because it says right here. He's like,
Yeah.
wait, you're one of those an anti-bird, which are the birds that swarm around people with weak magic." But he notices that the bird's got a rock in his mouth. And he's like, he starts pulling at this rock, trying to get it out of its mouth. And one of the villagers is like, if you want that rock, you can have it. It was the village's it was the village chief's protective charm. You're our saviors. And Asta's like, so they're like, thank you so much. And then, so the bird just lands on Asta's head.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is where they that bird's, I don't think, ever leaves Asta.
Never again?
I don't think so. It pops up all the time. And Noelle's like, look at those spiteful little eyes. She's like, you can come over here too. But obviously the bird don't want nothing to do with Noelle. She's got way too much magic for a bird to want to bother her. So then we get to Magna, and the dude mans are waking up, right? So Magna tells him that as soon as his magic's back, that he's taking them all in. They're going to pay for what they did for the rest of their lives. And dude's like, my magic's been sealed? He says the magic knights are going to... Magnus said the magic knights are going to make you want to talk, you know? Or they're going to make you talk. They're going to want to know everything, you know? And dude's like, oh, no, they won't. And he's like, Magnus like, he's got a magic item inside him. And we start hearing this, and you see ice magic, ice burial, and this ice just expands out,
and it goes all over them, like from inside their bodies. And it's everybody, not just him.
All three of them.
And it makes them self-destruct.
Their grimoires fade away, and Magna's like, man, they must have
had some deep secrets.
Some serious loyalty. And so Asta is like, what do you think life is? Getting real deep here. He's just like, I'm never going to accept these guys. And then we see the escaped dude. Makes it back to his lair. And he's talking to somebody. And dude's like, so...
the Black Bulls got the stone.
Yeah, they got the stone, and we see this... Looks kind
of like a map to me.
Yeah, it does look kind of like a map. But he's like, still, the Black Bulls are nothing. We can do whatever we like with them whenever we choose. The resurrection is at hand. And we see a sigil, some sort of sigil thing of a sun. Looks like it might be like coming up over the mountains. So we're like, okay, so who do you think this guy is? Who do you think this guy is?
When I first saw that, I thought the badge was representing the Golden Dawn.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it was somebody from that group betraying them. Or maybe it's the main dude. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So then we see this kid up at
cemetery.
a cemetery, and he's saying, Grandpa. And then this little girl's like, Nick, let's go home, okay? And then
Asta does not accept sadness.
He just runs up.
Not in his world.
He runs up, and he's like, he's still getting the shit pecked out of him by that bird. And Noelle's still saying, like, come here, like, I want to see him, you know. And then they see the kid, you know, he's kneeling down, sad by the tombstone. Asa, says, the villagers told me about your grandpa. They said he was the only one who stood up to those guys. Your grandpa sure was awesome. And then the kid says, a few days ago, Grandpa told me something. He looked really happy. He said he'd beaten some magic knights just at gambling, but still. He never took the test, but Grandpa would have loved to have been a magic knight. And he always regretted it. He said he should have worked harder when he was young. Could I? I'm a peasant, but do you think I could get into the Magic Knights?
I do not expect you to go that long.
You know it's good. It was good, wasn't it? It was fantastic.
You are on the scale of 1 to 10.
And so I'm on the scale.
You are on the scale of 1 to 10.
10 being the highest, 1 being the worst, so probably like a 8.5.
You're somewhere on that scale.
So Asta says, sure you can. I'm a peasant, and I don't even have magic, and I got in. You're going to have to work your butt off, though, because by the time you get into the Magic Knights, I'll be working even harder, done even more, and getting closer to becoming the Wizard King. He's like, I'll be waiting for you, kid. And, of course, still getting pecked.
Yep.
And then they, Noelle obviously gives them a little insult, but they laugh off and head on into the sunset.
They get the fuck out of this town.
And that's chapter 9. So we'll move on to chapter 10 here. What happened one day in the castle town. So we see Yami, and he's like, you guys had a really tough time out there. But good job, you idiots. That's my management style right there.
Mm-hmm. You just never actually get to say it.
Yeah, that's true. So we see. So there. Let's see. This is. Is this? Who is this lady? Oh, this is the
naked one.
What's her name? Why do I always forget her name? Anyway, so she's like, the Magic Investigation Department is examining what the criminals left behind, but they haven't gotten any important info out of it. The pocket watch left was valuable, considering that and how they acted. They might be extremists or dissidents from the noble realm. And Yami's like, it doesn't matter. In recognition of your actions, the Wizard King has awarded us a star. And so we learn that the Magic Knights compete for stars. So if you do good deeds, you get stars. And the Golden Dawn is at the top. They've got 70 stars. And
the Black Bulls are also in the double digits.
They do. They have 30.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad. They have minus 30.
Yep.
And we get a little like, if we just,
which tells you that if you do bad things,
they
take away stars.
Yeah, take stars away. They're exactly 100 behind the Golden Dawn, and they get a little paycheck.
Yep, it's payday.
Mm-hmm. Noelle, obviously, Asta's stoked.
Yeah.
Noelle's like,
he's probably never had money of his own.
Yeah, and Noelle's like, this is barely anything.
It's like 50 cents.
And Asta's like, are you nuts? I could buy like 2,000 No Mo tomatoes. He says it's a potato from Hage. It's filling and tastes a little weird. So what's her name's like, this means you want to go shopping in the castle town, right? I'm free. I'll take you. And so we head over to the castle town. We get some nice
scenery.
Nice scenery here. Nice panels. Lots going on. Looks almost like Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Remember from Harry Potter? And so it's called Kika. It's a castle town in the upper center of the Common Realm. Most people who come here are commoners from the Common Realm. Nobles visit once in a while. Peasants visit even less. And Asta's like, he's just freaking out over everything.
There's a yummy food and fruits and
tons of wands and magic items. And he's thinking, someday I'd like to bring the sister and the kids here from the church. Maybe not that little jerk off though.
Nah, fuck him.
And so he's running through town. Oh, it's Vanessa. That's the chick's name. It says here. She's a lush of a witch, they say. So the people there are commenting on seeing some black pools walking through town, and Noelle's like, there's a lot of commotion going on, and Vanessa's like, just having magic knights around deters criminals, so don't worry, we're good, we'll be all right. She's like, we might attract a fine guy or two. She's like, that sounds weird coming from a lady holding that many bottles of booze. Looks like she's got about
4
or 5 there, yeah. So anyway, so they're walking around, they're getting stuff, health recovery herbs, consumable magical items. Once she's like, once we picked up the major stuff, I'll take you somewhere special. And then they're like, just somewhere special. This is just an alley.
Mm.
And Vanessa pops out of the wall. Sound familiar?
It's Diagon Alley.
Pops out of the wall and
It's the black market.
yeah, they go into the black market. So this would be the Nocturne Alley.
There's the shady place.
Yeah, this is the shady place. And she says, it's a teeny bit dangerous, but they got some super effective Pokemon stuff here. This dude even knows her name. Hey, Vanessa, I've got some good stock in.
What are you buying?
That's exactly what I was thinking. So she's like, are you surprised? Royals and nobles don't come near this place out of prejudice. And she's like, you can't control your magic yet, right? All you learn to control is magic that stays in one place. And so Noelle's like, yeah, but what about it? She's like, they got items to repress magic here. If you find an item that's suited to you and adjusts your magic, you might be able to control it. And Asta notices that back in this little corner here,
Very crowded.
yeah,
Very
stuff,
jumpy.
Yeah, some stuff going on. So he goes in and it's like a casino. Or no, he starts to go in. Vanessa tells him that's a casino, but they're too young.
Mm.
She's like, amateurs need to take it easy or they'll ruin themselves.
Like
Then we see Magna.
a certain one.
And Magna is off gambling. And so then we see this other dude, and he's like, dang it, I lost again. And this little old lady's like, I can see the future, sonny.
And the dude is fuckboy from the entrance exam.
Mm-hmm. And so he's like, I got into the Magic Knights, but they just run me ragged with odd jobs every day. When I finally got to go on a mission, they used me as bait and I almost died. I'm constipated and losing my hair. It's all that little runt's fault.
Oh, yes, it's all Asta's fault.
Yes. And so he looks over and he sees Vanessa and Noelle. And he goes over and says, well, what are you two doing in a place like this? This is no place for lovely ladies like you. Did you get lost? I'm an elite magic knight. I'll escort you outside. And Noelle's just like, vanish, insect. And here comes Asta.
He's hype as fuck.
Not the guy that you probably wanted to see.
He found him a new toy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even a good-looking toy.
It's stupid. It's like looks like a little monster thing.
But it's got a patch on it.
It does have
it's
a
got
patch,
a hole.
yeah. And so they see each other.
He's like, what?
Oh, he's back.
It's a
motorcycle. Yep. So he's like, hey, it's Seke, I think is what his name is.
Seke.
Noelle asks him, who is he? He's like, he took the entrance exams with me. So Seke's like, going gambling with the ladies, even though you're a peasant? If you've got that much spare time, shouldn't you be doing odd jobs and earning points? And so Asta, it's like he doesn't hear register what
he thinks. He's like, oh, he wants to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, oh, hey, listen, on my first mission, I got a star from the Wizard King. And dude's like, that's not bad. I just got my second star.
He's lying.
He's lying. And then we hear thief, and we get a wind magic bandit's cloud wind, and
Asta's on the job.
Yeah,
he's sprinting.
So Noel's like, right in front of magic knights. That's one brave thief, and Seke uses bronze creation magic. Seke shooting star. He's like, there's no way I'm letting you get all the glory, Asta. And he goes, I'll handle this. You young ladies just take it easy and wait for me. And they're not having it. So Asta's on the run. He's chasing after this dude
on foot.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is riding like
wind. Yeah,
he's going fast.
And then out comes the sword. Asta.
Look at that little Asta's like he's got like a murderous intent.
Oh yeah, dude. He guns the sword at dude, and he's like, yeah, like he could actually cut my wind magic, and here comes the sword.
What the?
And it does cut the wind magic. And then, bam, dude gets taken out by Seke on his little bronze scooter.
The credit's all mine, boys.
And, yeah. Dude gets stabbed in the foot with a magic item, a paralysis knife. And so I like this shot. This guy's leg up in the air, and he's like, boy, poison. And
he thinks he's dying.
So I guess he starts like, so he's laying there. He's like, am I dying? Come to think of it, a long time ago, I aimed for the top too. I'd really rather not entrust to this guy, but he's like, you're the guy who took me down. You get to the top. For me too. I'm entrusting my dream to you, because he's dying. So he's getting out his, he's getting out his last, like.
No, like, tell my family I love them.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is a red dude that I hate.
Yeah. You finish what I started. I wanted to get to the top, but now you have to get to the top.
Take on my will of fire.
And he's thinking, I guess this isn't such a bad way to go out. And then
Asta karate chops.
Bam, right across the face. He's like, don't shove your important stuff onto me. You live. You make your dreams come true yourself. Don't you dare give up, you idiot. And then Vanessa shows up, and she rubs something on his feet. And she's like, there's no way you die from this. It's just a temporary numbing poison. I'll put some of the, what is this, Shike ointment I just bought on it. It'll be fine in no time. And then he gets up and he's like, train harder until we meet again, Asta. What's with the har? Have you noticed this?
I see it.
Because Asta just keeps calling him har.
I don't know what it is.
So anyway,
See you later, har.
They give the winnings back to the grandma. And she's like, thank you, Magic Knights. It's like, take care, Grandma. And then the grandma's like, magic negation, I've never seen that kind of magic before. Wait, is it even magic at all? And then we see the Wizard King saying he's a pretty interesting kid. This is why I can't get enough of wandering around in disguise. What? What?
Nothing. Carry on.
What?
Nothing. We'll get to it in a second.
Okay, so we get I want to know what it is. What?
Okay, in the bottom left.
Oh yes, yeah. He's got no clothes now. He's gambled his clothes away. Yeah. Poor Magna. Yes, that is funny. So anyway, so looks like somebody is like communicating with him, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just wandering around the castle town looking for new magic." And they're like, "Do you understand who you are? You can't just wander around." He's like, "But every meeting with magic is completely unique. I never know what sort of magic I'll run into or where. This dude calls him a magic geek. So he's super into magic. He loves seeing new magic. And now I think I'll go in search of new magic again. And he's like, this is no time for nonsense. We have an abnormal situation on our hands. Am I right? Don't worry. I found somebody interesting. And yes, and then we see Magna.
It's Magna. He found Magna.
Magna. Nah, that's who we found. Magna saying, dang it, I'm not done yet. But yet he's stripped down to his boxers. He's obviously gambled away
everything.
And that's it. That's the end of chapter 10. Good cool down, chapter after those
big battles.
Yeah, the big battle we had. Funny. Get a little bit, get to know Vanessa a little more. Get a little something about the Wizard King. We now know he's super into magic. Likes to slum it around so that he can try to find
new magic.
And
he's a nerd.
And Magna is terrible at gambling.
Yep. You can't really be good at it.
No. But he is. If you could, he would not be.
He's really, really bad.
But yeah, 2 very good chapters. Obviously, Asta's still awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like Noelle. I'm liking Noelle a lot more. Magna's awesome. Everybody's awesome. What do you think?
It's pretty great. I do like it a lot.
Yeah, it was nice. It's just a nice little relaxing chapters after the big fight. I'm trying to remember what even comes next. I can't remember what comes next. So it's gonna be good. It's almost like rereading it, or reading it anew.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be good. But yeah, so very very good chapters. I like them. You like them.
I do.
We're gonna continue reading this one. Unfortunately, if you didn't hear our very short episode, we did
Fog Assassination Classroom.
We've decided to cancel reading Assassination Classroom. We're gonna find a new manga because it just wasn't doing it for us.
It's not good.
No, bad art, bad story.
There's only one good character in that entire fucking thing.
I can't remember what his name is.
Koro Sensei.
Oh, Koro. Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about that kid, the main character kid.
No, fuck him. He's stupid as hell.
But yes, Koro Sensei is good. But yeah, no, we'll continue reading Black Clover, and we'll definitely continue reading Bleach. So if you're enjoying those episodes, those will keep coming. But of course, you can subscribe if you haven't already. Please consider subscribing over on iTunes. Leave us a review and a star rating, so that we can spread the podcast around. If you can also like Talking Nerdy, which is our sort of parent company that we do. You can like it on Facebook. You can like it over on YouTube, where you can also get this podcast. You can follow over on Podbean, which is the podcast hosting site, Manga Weekly. And you can email us, talkingnerdy815 or mangaweekly815@gmail.com. Any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything you want to talk about, you can send it over there. So, Logan, unless you have anything else you'd like to add, that's all I've got.
That's it.
All right. Well, then we thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time.